Hi viewers, this is Upendra Anamula, Polity faculty. Welcome to our channel. So last video we discussed about salient features of Indian Constitution. In that, emergency provisions we discussed, like Article 352 National Emergency and Article 356 Presidential Rule, and Article 365 also a provision to provide to the union government imposing of the presidential rule in any state, and Article 360 financial emergency. So these are the last video we discussed. Now continuation of this class, the salient features, the last two salient features we are discussing. In this three-tier government also one of the important feature of the our Indian Constitution. Three-tier government. Anywhere in the world, this provision is not there. So you see, first two tiers, that is union government and state government. The third tier was Panchayat Raj system. So actually this Panchayat Raj, that means rural government or local government. Already in our constitution there is a provision, but constitutionally it was not given any statutory power. So by 73rd Constitutional Amendment Act in 1992, the village panchayats provided constitutional status. The rural area, that means local government in the rural. 73rd Constitutional Amendment Act 1992 empowered the villages to make their own ruling system. At the same time, 74th Constitutional Amendment Act in 1992, urban local government was introduced. By these two, there was two important parts also added to the 9th part of the Indian Constitution. So for Panchayat Raj, 9th part, and local urban government part 9A, and cooperative societies part 9th B. And here two schedules also added, that is 11th schedule for the village panchayats and 12th schedule for the urban local governments. And here 243 to 243O Panchayat Raj system and Article 243P, Article 243P2 and Article 243Z, G was rural local government, and urban local government, that is, and 243Z, H2ZT cooperatives. So these are the three-tier systems, also one of the special feature of our Indian Constitution. And last salient feature, that is cooperative societies. Already we said, by 97th Constitutional Amendment Act 2011, 97th Constitutional Amendment Act 2011, the cooperative societies provided constitutional status and protection. That means they introduced in Directive Principles Article 243B and fundamental rights, whereas Article 19C also added formation of association, added cooperative societies also one of the fundamental right. And whenever these 243Z, H2ZT total describes about cooperative societies. So these are the silent features. After that, in our constitution, Indian Constitution, some criticisms also is there. So what are the critics? The first criticism, the critics criticized our constitution. It was totally borrowed constitution. That means we are borrowed all the subject matters which is mentioned in the constitution from outside of the world. So it is called a bag of borrowing and hodgepodge constitution, borrowing constitution. Whenever these critics answered by the Dr. B.R. Ambedkar in the Constituent Assembly, he said, we are borrowing the subject matters which were mentioned in the constitution, in our Indian constitution, but directly we are not taken the textual matter of the other constitutions. All the matters where we are borrowed, that matters are modified to our society, our Indian society. Directly the subject were not taken into the our constitutions. And it is common everywhere in the world. No country can make a new constitution without taking help of the other world constitutions. So we are not only borrowed some of the matters from outside, even we are taken a new subject matters in the constitutions. And one more criticism, it was totally a copy of 1935 Act. The critics criticized our constitution completely a copy of Government of India 1935 Act. And here Ivor Jennings, one of the British constitutional maker, criticized most of the subject matters directly, even the textual, completely taken into Indian constitution from 1935 Act. At this time, who are the criticizers also answered by the B.R. Ambedkar in the Constituent Assembly, we ransacked every good matter of the world constitutions. It is not objectable, because wherever the good things are there, every country can be followed. So that there is no shame to me to apologize, because we are copied most of the subject matters from the Government of India 1935 Act. I am not not to be ashamed to say apologize, because we are copied most of the provisions from the 1935 Act. So B.R. Ambedkar, when he was answered, most of the criticizers also satisfied in the Constituent Assembly. And continuously the criticizers also criticized it was anti-Indian, un-Indian, because whenever these constitutional subject matters are drawn from outside of the India, the total Indian societies or Indian culture is not exposed, because Western side subject matters whenever we taken, mostly it was Western culture was imposed, or Western culture ideology was imposed on the society of India. This is one of the criticism. So that they said it was un-Indian. It is not purely Indian societies habituations or cultures or traditions. Now one more important criticism, our constitution was un-Gandhian. The critics said it is un-Gandhian because the Gandhian principles not given importance whenever they are making this constitution. The constitution framers, whenever they are framing, they are not taking the ideology of the Mahatma Gandhi. Wherever the Gandhiji ideology was rural importance, but constitution makers not given the rural importance. This is also one of the criticism. And one more important criticism, it was completely elephant size book, because most of the articles and parts bulky in size, because wherever we borrowed all the subject matters directly we are entered in the constitution. This is a criticism. Because of the taking all these countries provisions, the constitution became very bulky and it contained 395 articles, 8 schedules. So that it was called. And one of the criticism of the Ivor Jennings and other criticizers, whenever we are choosing a symbol, crest of the constitution as a elephant, it is suitable because it was the size of elephant size. So this is also one of the criticism. The final criticism was, it was lawyer's paradise. That means the constitution made by lawyers, so that most of the members who are the Constituent Assembly members for lawyers, they used the language which was completely not understood by the common people, and they uses the language which was closely related to the law. So we cannot understand, the common person cannot understand, they cannot follow also. So because of these lawyers, that every provision or every sentence and word in the constitution easily not understand by the common persons. So here one of the lady Constituent Assembly member also criticized, the lawyers can be utilized because of the language. The people approach to the courts whenever these lawyers can be make them to understand, because they can't understand directly. So this is also one of the criticism. So by this video we completed the salient features of the constitution. So all the viewers who are watching this video, like it and share it and subscribe. We can meet next class in the next class. Thank you.